Thank you for coming and listening to my speech. I know you had to take some time out of your day and your busy schedules to listen, but I really appreciate it so I could get this speech done. So, before anything, let's get into it. A nap a day will help you become a better, more productive person throughout your work or even just social life. 20-30 minutes a day is all it takes for you to get a decent nap and help recharge your batteries. With that 20 to 30 minutes, you could take that out of your day almost any day of the week. There isn't a single person I know who can't spare 20 to 30 minutes. Of course, I'm starting to sound like the 30-minute ab challenge or anything, but they have a point there. Anybody can spare that 20 to 30 minutes, whether it be during your lunch break, after you get home from work around that 4 or 5 o'clock mark, or just anytime during the day. The National Sleep Foundation stated that 85% of mammals are polyphasic sleepers. The term polyphasic sleepers means that during the daylight hours, when we're not usually sleeping, we do take small periods that daytime to sleep. Of course, we sleep all through the night and then get up and everybody thinks we're ready to go during the day, but that's not just true. After about half the daylight hours, we get to the point where we just need to recharge the batteries a little bit to keep on trucking through the day. Of course, we're not the only animals that do this. When you have your dogs or cats at home, they are polyphasic sleepers as well. Of course, their polyphasics are a little bit longer than ours. Their timing is probably about all day. Of course, you look at your dog and that thing's always sleeping on the ground. But for us, all it takes is that simple 20-30 minute period. It increases your patience, alertness, and memory, according to the Huffington Post. If you're at work and you've got a really long day ahead of you, say you got a 10 or 12 hour shift that you got to drag through. Let's say you're halfway through, you're feeling really tired, you're like, I can't get through this. Just take your lunch break, go lay down for a little bit in your truck, or if you can in your office or wherever you're working, and just try to take a 20-30 minute rest/nap break. That alone will help recharge your batteries and get you ready for the next half of that shift. It's also a key to a healthy lifestyle. Naps help increase the healthiness of your lifestyle by one simple fact. The more sleep you get, the better your body is rested, the more you can work out, and with the combination of workouts, naps, and healthy eating, you can live for many years. In Mayo Clinic's article about the healthy lifestyle of an adult, they stated that naps are almost mandatory for your body. Of course, there's not a rule saying that you have to take naps, but your body is almost always telling you, I want to take a nap. Sometimes you don't want to, sometimes you want to, so you listen. And of course, when you get up from that nap, sometimes a little bit longer than you planned and you feel a little bit tired. That's what steers a lot of people away from taking naps during the day, is because they oversleep their naps and they wake up more tired than they were when they went to bed. They said, as long as you stay within that 15 to 30 minute mark, you will wake up energized and ready to go. Michael Hyatt is a man who wrote an article about his habitual sleeping habits during the day. Habitual means that it's a habit. Michael schedules his naps for a certain time after lunch every single day. He says, as soon as I finish my lunch, I take my nap from 1 to 1:45. He says, once I got into that rhythm, it was as easy to fall asleep as tying his shoes. He said, as soon as he would lay down, he was almost out like a light. He says it's as easy as falling asleep when you do it go to night, if not easier, because you get in the habit. He says, naps are more effective when scheduled. He says, that's why I preach to other people that want to have nap schedules like me, to make sure you're precise with them. If you're not precise with them, you won't get into the habit. Another habit that is starting to continue in a trend over in Japan and their large corporation companies, according to the New York Times, naps increase productivity, and that's why the corporations in Japan are starting to mandate them for their employees. They are starting to incorporate a nap pod developed by Google earlier this year. A nap pod is simply a device that's got a lean back chair with almost a cocoon around your head that blacks out all light, helping you get a nice, even sleep. The corporations in Japan have it after the workers' lunch that they go lay down in the workroom, and they have rooms of about 20 to 30 nap pods. It's like a big break room, except everybody's sleeping. You can bring blankets, stuffed animals if you wish, your own pillow perhaps. A lot of people like to keep their own pillow in their desk when I read the article, so I mean, I don't disagree with that. So if you have a nap pod, I wouldn't tell you to not do that, so I think that's a good idea. But the Japanese corporations have started to catch on to a point. When they did a comparison between Japanese corporations and American corporations, Japanese corporations were almost more productive by 12% than American corporations, and they thought by suspicion that it was because of the naps. They also did a certain study in the New York Times of a man that took a nap for 30 minutes every day for a week compared to a man that did not. When they did a memory game, they proved that over the memory game, the man who took a nap every day for a week outworked the other man by 30% because his memory was more focused, more alert, and better to go because of his naps that kept him recharged all day. According to the sources I checked, a nap may be scary to some people because they think they're going to oversleep and miss things in their life. Well, that's not so true. For 20 to 30 minutes, you could get a nice, even nap, wake up very refreshed, and be ready to go for the rest of the day. If the things I said in my speech don't convince you that a nap is a good idea, I don't know what will. Because for me, I'm going to start taking more naps. Thank you for listening to the speech. I hope you have a great day.